Hey and welcome guys. Today I have a very special project to me. This is the Starcruiser 1 model kit from US Airfix. It's fairly old. The copyright on the box is 1979. The reason this is special to me is that this was the very first model I built when I was just a boy. And the reason I bought it is not so much as into model building as I really like science fiction, and at the time there wasn't a lot of spaceships or stuff that you could just go buy. So when I saw this, I had to have it, and so this was my first model that I actually built. And it is really meant to be more of a toy. It's meant to be snap tight. The red marks and all were stickers, there weren't decals, so you could pretty much just throw it together, throw some stickers on there, and you'd have this basic ship. And so I've been looking for this for a while. They're hard to find. Well, you can find them, but the prices are pretty expensive. I mean, it's not a complex model. It's not really a detailed model at all. It's more just what it represents to me that makes it so special. But the price was kind of high, so I finally found one that I was willing to pay the price. The box is a little beat up, but inside, what matters is that the kit was actually still bagged up. Like I said, you do have these stickers on here, starting to yellow and stuff, but really not too bad for as old as they are. You can see from the paper yellowing how old it is. It's some very just simple instructions, and the kit itself comes in one big bag. The bag's still sealed. Looks like, obviously all the parts there. We got some clear parts. The plastic itself looks like it's in good shape. Some of the parts have come off the sprue, but again, everything's there, and so we'll be able to build it up. Now, like I said, I don't intend to use these stickers. One, they're stickers. They're fairly thick, and I don't know how much I'm going to stick with the paint jobs on the box here. Just a little bit about the ship before I go any further with that. The ship was one of Gary Anderson's, coming from Gary Anderson. Now, I don't think he designed this. I believe it was another model designer built this. But Gary Anderson, of course, if you know him, he's did shows like Thunderbird, Space 1999, UFO, and there's probably several other projects. I read a little bit about them. And this came from one of his ideas and never developed into its own show. I believe there were some like comics that some similar type ships were used in that. So that's a little bit just about history. Just look up Gary Anderson, Starcruiser 1. You can find out more about it. It's actually 4 ships, as you can see in the box. I'll give you a better view of that. There are 4 parts that all connect. You have the front command section, the main, engine section, you have the command module, and then you have like a little starfighter that attaches to the top here, and they all come apart. So I just want to pay tribute to the ship. I believe we are going to do it in a white color and maybe do some painting, some stripes. But I'm going to do my own little flair, and I would like to make a nice little like moon style base for it to rest on. So just look forward to doing this. This is just kind of recapturing a little bit of my childhood, something that I probably spent many hours playing with when I first built it, and just excited to have it and be part of my collection. So let's just get started. All right, so here we have the command center. This is the lower part of the ship, and let's just kind of snap together for a moment. We have this door that goes into this roof, and that kind of opens back and forth, and then you have the top that kind of slides in here. There's also some windows and stuff that go in here. I guess these are supposed to be tracks, like a little tank, even though there's really no place for an engine. But it's very plain in there, and you're going to have some clear windows. You're going to have a big window here on the sides and doors. So I'm going to just take some styrene and try to build up, just something inside here. I'm not quite sure. Put a floor on it, maybe put some kind of dash here, maybe some kind of instrument panels. Just something to look at when you look inside there, because right now that's what you get when you look through it. So going to be working on that, just with some styrene and maybe some greablies to kind of dress that up. All right, so here's the front part of the ship. Inside we have, just working on some of the mold lines and stuff like that. We've attached these legs and glued them on. This is going to fit inside the cockpit right here. Going to paint this up. I'm not quite sure of the colors quite yet. You get two pilots, one for the command center or command ship and the other for the interceptor. And I put a coat of primer on them. And again, just working on mold lines right now, clean them up, and then we'll paint them up somehow. And then we'll dress up this a little bit and give this a paint job before we install it inside. Alright, so here's our progress. Up here we have our little command ship. It's been painted. Of course, this part of on here, there's some thrusters that are attached here. They still have to be painted. Just kind of did some basic painting. It's not going to be too terribly visible once you put that on there. Only like the seats to really be showing. But we dressed it up a little bit and did some painting on it, some detail painting. There we go. Did a little weathering on it, did a little wash, a little dry brushing, and we've added our white. I'm just using a spray can white gloss coat initially. Of course, we'll dull it down, put a matte varnish once it's all completed. We have the command center. That's the command ship. This is the command center. We've added a little bit of detail in here. There's a sliding door, a window or windows that go in here, so we're just getting that painted. This has been painted. It's dry to the touch, but still allowing it to cure. I've painted my two pilots, and I just kind of went with a retro kind of look with the color scheme of them. Nothing too fancy, and they both kind of look like that. Pretty much identical. If I can get them in focus, that is. Anyway, and another part, we're working on the attack, the interceptor. These are the, I guess, the engines and weapon system. There's with all of this work, there's a lot of cleanup, and there's a lot of seam lines and mold lines, and these were pretty rough. Seam lines where they come together. Of course, it's supposed to be snap tight, but we're trying to fix that. Now here's the other side. It's already been primed and painted, and I think we got most of the seam lines out of it, and I'm fixing to paint these too. So we're just working on doing all this and cleaning it up. I'm doing like sections at a time, painting it, and then they'll all come together. Alright, so here's the kind of the main drive section body of it, minus the actual thrusters. As you can see, I've been doing some body work, filling in some pretty bad seams. We've connected the landing gear, so a little bit more cleanup. And there's the front windshield. I have that masked off, so we're about ready to prime over that. The command module is coming along. I've decided to kind of paint it in my own scheme. I briefly thought about maybe, putting all the stickers and kind of honoring the original thing, but I peeled one off and it pretty much just crumbled as I peeled it off. So these are shot, so these are no good. So, but I've masked this off and just painted it with flat red. Now I plan on putting a flat coat over the whole ship. Right now, I'm using Rust-Oleum's white gloss for the main color, and we'll put that on. There's a couple of thrusters that go on the back and on the bottom, and I'll add those on. The main drive section is still drying. Those are being painted with Model Masters Chrome, and I'll put those on after we put the dull coat on, because the dull coat will dull down the chrome effect, so you have to leave that any kind of clear coats off of that. So just getting ready to prime this, and then we'll put the white base coat on it. Hey guys, forgive me, my sinuses are acting up again, so I sound a little funny. As you can see, I've put on the white coat, gloss white, over the main body here, and we've taped it off. I'm going to do my own little pattern on painting it. I'm going to do a red on that with the command ship. You can see where we've pretty much got this done. There's some more touch-up paint. I'm going to put another layer of chrome paint to brighten those engine nozzles back up. But I thought that came out pretty good. Just threw on a couple of decals from another model set, and I'm thinking that I might leave the windows off so you'll have a nice good look inside there. I don't think that'd be a major deal. So I'm just going to get to painting this, and also the interceptor. We're getting ready to, as we paint that, we're also going to paint the tips of these guns red too. So we're going to work on that, and we'll be right back. Alright, so here we are with our finished Starcruiser 1 by Airfix. This is again a 40-year-old model. Kind of did my own paint job on it. Again, the stickers that came with it, they were just of no use, and even if they were in good shape, just little stickers, I don't think they would look as good, so I just did some painting on it. I did the base color with this Rust-Oleum gloss white, the 2X, and I used to finish it up this matte clear to tone it down. The red was airbrushed on, and it's just a flat red from Vallejo. I think I did some dark gray right here. I think I meant to do some dark gray right there and forgot. I have to come back and maybe there's a part right here that's a little bit elevated. Maybe we can repaint that. But for the most part, it's all done. Now all the parts do come off the different ships. There's 4 ships: the main body, command center, command ship or something, and then you have the interceptor. But I'm not going to take them off because of all the paint and stuff. I think it's going to risk scratch. Even when I was putting it on, I could feel it kind of resisting a little bit, so I think I would scratch up the paint. So I'm just going to leave them like that. Obviously this is going to be a display, and when this is first designed, it was kind of a early build and play type design. Snap together, throw some stickers on it, and that's exactly what it was to me when I was young. As a small boy, I threw this together, threw the stickers on it, and played with it. It was a toy. So, but it's nice to have it now. It'll definitely, I'll proudly display it with my other models. Most people won't understand why, but for me, it has a lot of sentimental value. In some ways, it still looks cool. Interesting design, a little bit different than what we see today. I made a simple base. This is just one of those hobby bases, a wood base. I put some little feet on it and then painted it. I took a little plaster and did some texturing there. This is some wood bark that's mixed in and painted. And I did several washes, different color grays to kind of give it some depth and texture and variation in color. And so I'll have something to display my ship on. And that's why I kind of envision it being on some type of moon surface. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed the video. This really brings me back down memory lane, and I'm glad to have it to my collection now. And so, until next time, everybody have a good one.